And of course, trending around the world right now is Kamala Harris bombs first solo interview. You just can't make this stuff up. We try to tell them to keep their puppet hidden. I don't know why they won't listen. Keep her hidden. Y'all was doing, I'm telling y'all was, even though it wasn't looking good for y'all to keep hiding her, but it's best if y'all just keep her hidden. It's better than this, I'll tell you. Y'all, it's not funny. This is an absolute disgrace, man.
Talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people. Yeah. What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid.
I don't want to hear a story. I don't want to hear got it out the started from the mud story. Got it out the trenches. I was in a middle class home and didn't have a roof on it. I don't care. Why are you not answering the question?
My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to...
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing, beautiful mothers out there that worked hard to raise their kids. Thank you. We understand that. Answer the question.
To finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, you know, construction workers and nurses and teachers, and I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, you know, but a lot of people will relate to this. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn, you know, and
grab a lawnmower, grab a edger. Make sure it's fertilized. You have to. You can't. I can't even get it out. I'm so mad. But this is their only. You know, now I see why what they were saying before Joe Biden stepped down. You know, if he stepped down, we couldn't have her on the ticket. I see why AOC and all those Democrats said we cannot have this lady on the ticket if Joe Biden drops out. Now you understand why. They could have did better. But once Biden endorsed this, he knew what he was doing. You see why, you know, and he called Trump a threat to democracy. But, you know, you see why he put on that Trump hat. Y'all know why he put on that Trump hat. And Trump wasn't lying in that debate when he said he hates her. Yeah. This is an absolute disgrace, y'all.
And I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity. And that we as Americans have a beautiful character. You know, we have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people.
She's a preacher, a motivational speaker. I mean, this is ridiculous. I see why a lot of independents, undecided, and non-voters are swinging more towards Trump. I see why. I really do see why now. They're sick of this. They're sick of this, man. They're sick and tired of this.
And creating opportunity for people, for example.
an opportunity economy. I mean, good luck with that.
I am feeling very good about Pennsylvania because there are a lot of people in Pennsylvania who deserve to be seen and heard. That's why I'm here in Johnstown, and I will be continuing to travel around the state. I am feeling very good about Pennsylvania because there are a lot of people.
She gave her first solo interview to Brian Taff. Ever heard of him? We hadn't either. He's a local action news anchor for the local ABC station in Philly. And Kamala could not get it together.
When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, you know, construction workers and nurses and teachers, and I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same.
People are really voting for it. People are really voting for this man. Oh my goodness. Out of all the hate and backlash and slander she's gotten for saying this exact same thing, not answering the questions that need to be answered, dodging them, being a motivational speaker, talking about stories that nobody cares about, can't answer the questions. They should have kept their puppet hidden. Keep your puppet hidden.
Experience, you know, but a lot of people will relate to this. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn, you know, and I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity, and that we as Americans have a beautiful character. You know, we have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, and creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business.
The question was, how are you going to bring down prices? And Kamala's answer was, I grew up around construction workers who took care of their lawns. And then I heard something about ambition and aspiration. Kamala's only idea to fight inflation was price controls, but she's not allowed to say that anymore because it's stupid. So she has nothing to say and just runs out the clock with childhood stories. And it got worse.
Some people have a question, given maybe your current role as Vice President of the United States, how different you are from Joe Biden.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And, you know, I offer a new generation of leadership. And so, for example, thinking about developing and creating an opportunity economy where it's about investing in areas that really need a lot of work. And maybe focusing on, again, the aspirations and the dreams, but also just recognizing that at this moment in time, some of the stuff we could take for granted years ago, we can't take for granted anymore.
What did she just say? How are you different than Joe Biden? The entire goal of her campaign is to separate herself from Joe Biden. The campaign slogan is a new way forward. It's a new way forward from Joe Biden. So how exactly are you a new way forward? She couldn't answer. The interview continued.
Another plan that I have that is a new approach is to expand the child tax credit. to $6,000 for young families for the first year of their child's life.
Joe Biden's child tax credit's $3,000 and Kamala's is $6,000. Of all the things, border, inflation, crime, Israel, housing, the only difference between Kamala and Joe Biden is a $3,000 difference in the child tax credit. She continued.
My approach is about new ideas, new policies that are directed at the current moment. And also, to be very honest with you, my focus is very much in what we need to do over the next 10, 20 years to catch up to the 21st century around, again, capacity, but also challenges.
She's focused on today, but she's also focused on tomorrow. And not just around capacity, but also challenges. She doesn't have any new ideas. She can't say how she's different than Joe Biden. And she's so nervous you can hear her swallowing. Maybe she's nervous because she doesn't see a path to victory. New York Times polling says 63% of voters blame her for the border, 54% blame Kamala for rising prices. And the voters understand what the media doesn't. Kamala's been in the White House for 3.5 years, didn't deliver. And the country needs a change.
There are a lot more questions. Of course, I would love to ask Kamala Harris about her leadership style and her plans and how she plans to execute. But are those undecided voters saying, I'm going to kind of lean Trump here because I want change? I don't get it.
Mika doesn't get that people want change because high crime and high prices and open borders don't penetrate her beautiful cocoon. And to many successful people on TV, yeah, it doesn't penetrate. But to an American that cares about the country and cares about the American people, she should see how working Americans have gotten hammered by Biden-Harris. They don't get it, and they don't want to get it. It's tough to admit your party failed, easier to admit the other party's in a cult.
I don't think the polling's going to get better for him, but his cult base is locked in. This now, anytime he loses, it was rigged. And, you know, it is really depressing that people are stooping to that level, but that's what's going on.
Happy Friday, beautiful people. My brothers and sisters, happy Friday, man. What do y'all think of all this? What do you know? Not surprised, huh? You knew it was coming, huh? First solo interview, complete train wreck. And just complete wreck, you know. You just, hey, but hey, you know, we expected this. We know what, you know, they had to do a pre-recorded, pre-taped, you know, 18-minute interview with her running mate for her first interview. We know why she's ducking, dodging, hiding, you know, why she has headphones in. You know, don't want to speak to nobody, don't want to answer any questions, and then doesn't answer the question. You know, we all know why, man. But hey, we're running off joy and identity politics. Joy. Joy. Blame Trump for everything. He's a bad man. He's a felon. He's a threat to democracy. He's going to be a dictator on day one. Project 2025 is his presidency. It's all lies, man. They are brainwashing and running a game on people. And a lot of people are not going for it. Tons are, but majority of people are not going for it, man. People are waking up. But I love you guys, man. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. I encourage y'all to spread love to one another, man. Check up on your people. Call them. Text them. Millions are struggling and dying right now. Suicide rates are up. Depression, anxiety, PTSD. It's up, man. And you talk about, we asked her to answer questions about what are you going to do to fix the main problems and issues. Or at least try. We get a story. Completely dodges the question. We get a preacher, a motivational speaker. Man, I tell you, what a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. You just can't make this stuff up. But hey, let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. And this went just as I expected the first interview to go. Yeah, first solo interview, just as I wanted it to go. That purple in her stock is dropping it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, like she did on Mr. Willie. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, Kamala. Drop it like it's hot, just like you did on Mr. Willie. You wasn't working at McDonald's. She wasn't working at McDonald's. She was with Mr. Willie. Yeah, the coconut has fallen out the coconut tree. 2 coconuts, and they cracked. Throw the collard greens in the bathtub. Throw the black eyed peas. Throw the yams. Throw the mashed potatoes, the macaroni and cheese in the bathtub. Throw the whole plate in the bathtub. Good riddance.